November Foxtrot.
Evening. We're back.
Ah.
Oh, you've gone blurry. Oh, you're back. Hey.
Hello, everybody.
How is everyone?
Hey. Yeah, good, mate.
I'm good, thank you.
I'm a little bit toasty.
Hello, Kenny Rebel. Hello, you beautiful folders. Hello, Harry. Evening, you bunch of dirty folders. Hi, Kieran. Hi, Les. Welcome.
Lads. Oi, boys.
Thanks for joining.
And on time too. Absolutely, Mark.
Oh, we're always on
time. You
were the ones with the wrong clock.
Yeah. We're like Gandalf, mate. We arrive exactly when we're supposed to.
Ray says, evening nonce sandwiches.
Love it.
Yummy.
There was a nonce sandwich, a nonce between two slices of bread, or between two nonces.
No, all the filling.
No,
in
don't go
sandwich.
down. Yeah, don't go down that rabbit hole.
I don't want to be that.
Oh, yeah, no, we're not going down that.
Nobody wants to be that.
Jesus.
Hi, John. Hi, Daniel Brewer. Hello, boys. Good
evening, Daniel.
Hi, Dan.
Hi.
Yeah, apologies for last week. We had a little bit of a nightmare in that somebody was on holiday, and then Lance had a bit of a family emergency, and as a group and a collective, we didn't think that anyone would want to listen to me for an hour and a half on my own. So
I would. I'd listen to you.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Hi, James Wilkins. Adventure Studio, just going Swillingdon Gym. Catch up later. Have a good one, everyone.
YouTube is not the correct platform for me to explain what a nonce sandwich is.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a platform to explain that one, Ray, if I'm honest, mate. Yeah, there's certain things that just need to be kept in our own minds.
Metropolitan Police Twitter account is normally quite good for that.
Yeah, was it Operation U Tree or something?
Yeah, Operation YouTube Tree.
YouTube Tree.
Hi, Ryan.
Good evening.
Welcome,
Sorry I missed a few
welcome.
weeks. You will be sorry. Call yourself a supporter.
Everyone's in tonight. It's great.
We're all in tonight.
So tonight we're going to be talking about the recent Empire events. We're going to be doing a debrief of that. So this was the sniper event that we three were in attendance of. No, Andy couldn't make it because you were on holiday.
I was on holiday because he's selfish. I went on holiday
in a ghillie suit, and you didn't even realise. I was like,
actually, it's a massive lie. He actually didn't go on holiday. He was there all the time.
Yeah,
just by the fire, just sat there.
So we're going to be talking about that. We were in attendance as non-combative players, effectively. So we weren't there as an active gaming force. We were there basically as DS team.
As annoyance.
As annoyance,
yes.
So we'll be talking about that. So Andy's going to be leading the interview on that between Lance and I as well. You are.
You weren't there.
You said you wanted to. We're also going to be talking about Airsoft and MilSim in hot weather. There's a natural follow-on from that as well.
Because it's hot.
Because obviously it's very hot at the moment.
It's warm, isn't it?
Although, did everyone enjoy the thunderstorms last night? Ooh.
I didn't see these thunderstorms last night.
We had some really good ones.
Well, but I was up not your way. No, I was at Uxbridge, but I didn't see any thunderstorms.
That's not my way.
It's closer to your way than where I live.
What, up north?
Yeah, that's north for me. Uxbridge. Right slip.
Right slip.
There we go.
Let's roll into the news.
I take my gun and I go pew 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 pew.
News. So,
thought I'd left the chat room, but I hadn't.
Our top story.
What is that? Oh, that's nice.
Ticks.
Hang on. Oh, that's good.
Ticks.
I was going to get a searchlight on.
Ticks.
I've knocked my head.
Oh, right. I have experienced my first tick.
Whoop whoop whoop.
For
Can I
those
stop
that
this
are
now?
not
Can I
aware,
stop?
yeah, you can stop now.
Thank you.
For those that are not aware of what a tick is a small parasitic insect which crawls on you when you go through grass or various habitats that it lives in.
It then
burrows its mouth parts into you and basically proceeds to suck your blood until it becomes like a large little bean-shaped insect. They are horrible, they are nasty, and they are not very nice. So I highly recommend, if you go anywhere and you are playing out in grass, long grass. I wasn't in a lot of long grass, and this is why I was quite surprised and why I wanted to mention it. But if you are rolling around in the grass and you're on your belt buckles for a long period of time in an environment, when you get out of that environment, you get home, check yourself for ticks. Loads of stuff online to be able to find out what they look like. There's hundreds of pictures. I've got a picture I can show you if you really want to see it. It's a bit blurry, unfortunately, but they are nasty fuckers. So check yourself for ticks. And also, if you're going to remove it, YouTube how to remove a tick, because if you do not remove it properly, it scares the tick. The tick then basically vomits whatever it's got in its stomach back into you, and then you can get Lyme disease, which is a nasty, horrible disease. Ticks are the fucking worst.
Yeah.
So check yourself for ticks.
You get a tick removal tool from Boots for
Blowtorch.
$2.99, I think it is. It's not even that much.
No, so burning them is not a good idea because they get scared and then they throw up.
And you burn yourself, I'm guessing, as well.
And there's a risk. I mean, this thing's tiny, so if you're using a fucking blowtorch, then yeah, obviously.
Yeah, a welding torch or
Yeah,
welder.
oxyacetylene tank.
Yeah.
Stephen says, did I flick it off? I did not flick it off. I used a pair of tweezers, because I won't lie, I was a little bit scared because I was like, having read up on Lyme disease. No, I read up on Lyme disease. That was the worst thing to do.
Well, that was
Lyme
a
disease is
mistake.
horrible. So I basically just got as much skin underneath the tick as possible and just yanked the whole lot out. I effectively biopsied myself to get the tick out. So I've now got a great gaping wound in
Did you have to? What did you treat the actual remaining hole with afterwards?
His finger.
I smeared it in Germany.
Germany, yeah.
Germany.
Because I didn't have any iodine.
Whiskey.
Iodine would have been a good shout.
Yeah.
I also used an antiseptic wipe, like one of those little alcohol wipes. So I smeared that in, and then. But you need to make sure you get the mouth parts out, because the mouth parts can where they burrow those into you, they can stay in there, and that causes you all sorts of potential problems as well. So yeah, ticks are horrible. Check for them. If you find one, Google it, find out how to remove it, do it properly. Very important.
Ticks are shit.
Les says, "Cheers, Mike. I'll tick that off my list."
Yeah, Steve had a good one. Oh no, you've read that one. Oh.
Yeah.
I was behind.
Check, please.
Kenny says, "Not very tickety boo." Oh, here we go. Look, there we go. James C. Very nasty things left a mate of mine with stroke type symptoms.
Yeah.
They are horrible.
Very nice things left a mate of mine with stroke types. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Stephen says, if you get that bullseye rash, go see a doctor as well. That's important.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good grief. Well, touch wood.
I've
never had a
I
tickety
googled
boo.
it. There's about 3 to 5 species of tick as well that you can get, which vary in size. So yeah,
native to the
if there's anything clinging to you, basically, get rid of it. Don't keep it. You don't need a new friend.
Sound advice, Mike.
That is a good one. Yeah. If you got someone clingy, fuck them off.
Just fuck them off. Yeah. Get away from me, you tick, motherfucker.
Right, fine. Right,
I've got some other news, but I'm gonna.
Get away. Clingy's gone.
I've got some other news, but I'm conscious that you guys also have some news, so I'll rotate it round. Who wants to go next?
You can go if you want, Mike.
Sure.
Andy's muted. He's just going, hit the camera smiley.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do
mute
that.
you.
I didn't even have my hand on this. Ooh.
I can't remember who it's made by now. Who's that com set made by? Red face? Red box?
Red face.
Red
com? Red rum?
Red something or other.
Anyhow,
Code Red.
It's Code Red, that's the kiddie.
Red.
The bone conducting headset, which I got off Alex Hillary's husband, John, I believe his name is. Absolutely gleaming bit of kit. It was a bit weird when I first put it on, because like I just said to you before we came on, was that there's nothing in my ear, but I can hear the radio. So that was a bit of a mindfuck. But yeah, really good. So I'm right happy with that. So there it is in all its patriotic glory.
Very nice.
Very nice. Nice big PTT for my stupid hand to go, can you hear me? So that's that.
And it will stop people shooting it in your ear, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no girly screams if you've got one of them on, because you can't shoot out your ear because it's not in it to start with. And I've got a British Army Northern Ireland Patrol pack.
Ooh, I bet that smells
Odour surplus.
Lovely. Yeah.
I literally it arrived. I ran a hot bath and I just put the entire thing over my head and just laid there in the bubble bath, just taking it all in.
I mean,
Why did I
don't
get
get me
a
wrong.
mental
I like a
image
bit of
out?
odor surplus, but that's too far.
Yeah, it was beautiful. A few candles lit.
Few candles.
Tactical tug.
Yes.
Blindfolded.
Microfiber towel at the ready.
Oh, I really like surplus stuff.
Oh, yeah. Where's my tick removal tool? That doesn't really warrant a searchlight, does it? No, you don't want to do that.
You got to do it slower.
Like that.
Oh dear.
So that's my news. I've got the other
Andy.
bit of news here, but we'll talk about that in a little while.
Yeah, Andy, you've got some news.
Andy's got the
yes.
news.
I have some news. We have been very nicely given some more discount codes for White Sphere Tactical. So we have been given 2 codes for them. Very generous. So we've been given a 5% off of TM, Crytek and Novridge. But everything else in store is 10% off, including something that has been...
Ooh, indeed.
Which is also including their own kit, which has we've been gifted a belt for a future giveaway.
Ooh, indeed. All the oohs
Proper
tonight.
nice, that.
Yeah, it is nice.
So
very well
I don't know if
made.
it's actually got a name on it. Obviously, it's White Sphere
It's White Sphere Tactical.
Tactical,
It's
but
their
obviously
own.
what their battle belt, shooter's belt. So this
Yeah.
is a full kit. Dump pouch. You know, you got your individual IFAK there as well.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the the inner belt as well as the outer. The Cobra buckle setup system on the front. Yeah, we are very, very grateful to the guys at White
Yeah.
We're
Sphere
going to need
for
to
that.
come up
So
with a
thank-
really good giveaway for that.
That's going to have to
Yeah.
be a very good giveaway, girls and
Yeah.
boys.
Some
Yeah,
sort of
thank
challenge.
you very
maybe,
much,
something like
Steve and Jake. It's very much appreciated.
Yep, nice one, chaps.
And as a thank you, if everyone could pop over there and just buy a little
Have a
something
little
now and again.
perusal.
Yeah,
I've got something on my list of things that I want to get next. I think Andy's in the same boat as me. The dump pouch with the 5.56 and the
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So they do a lovely little dump pouch, and it's lovely, isn't it? It's a perfect size.
It's just
And
yes.
To save space, he's put the a magazine pouch inside the dump pouch. Oh,
Yep.
it's lovely. Definitely
No-brainer.
looking forward to it.
So I am very much looking forward to things. Yes. There it
What's
is.
for tactical? There you
that.
go.
Oh, there you go. Not quite sure why I felt the need to put HTTPS, but I think that's just doing it quickly.
Very formal, Mike. of you,
Use
very
the whole
formal.
Very formal.
thing.
Yes. It's the interweb. Use the interweb properly, or don't use it at all.
Well, we'll be updating our website in the next couple of days with that on the Intel section. So if you are listening back, hopefully by the time you listen back, that will already be live.
Yep.
So there you go.
Hopefully.
Magic.
You won't need to write the link out. You can literally just throw that back straight.
Those pouches come in Ranger Green or
yes.
OD Green. I believe they do, mate.
I think they do black. No, they do multicam black, OD green. Oh, is it? No, it's Ranger green. He's doing, not OD green.
Same meat,
Pretty
different
much.
gravy,
It's
isn't it?
green, isn't it?
It's green.
Ranger's going to go mental about that one.
Yes, everyone's going to be sitting there like, at his front door, there's
Yeah.
2 types of green! Franja!
and obviously multi-glam.
Exactly, but more angry, I think.
Yeah. Green! Like the Hulk.
Rage, if you'd like to send us the clip of you shouting green, that would be greatly
Yeah,
appreciated.
from your doorstep.
green.
Just shouting green as loud as you can at any passerby.
No, it's green.
Green is green. Good lad.
Green is green.
More than 2 types of green. Is there DPM? I very much doubt
no,
it, mate.
Very much doubt it. Might be something that you could message them about. They might be able to do some custom bits of kits. I'm sure if they get enough potential buyers, they might be able to sort something in the future. But yeah, Jake and Steve are really they're very helpful, aren't they? Like,
I think
when
Jake was
we've
the first to
spoken
give our press ups with a Bergen challenge a go, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was,
Smashed
yeah.
a few out,
Yes.
50 odd in one go. Absolute
literally
weapon.
jumps on. Yeah.
Good lad. Yeah, fair play.
So yeah, Message them, talk to them. They'll be more than happy to have a look at it.
Talk to me. DPM, talk to me.
Talk to them.
I did a
that's
little
my
patch
news.
swap with them on the Shift Your Rifts.
Oh,
So
did you?
I've got a little cheeky white sphere
Oh,
patch. It's quite cool.
I've got a white sphere patch in the roof of my truck.
Ah.
Because I'm the
Have you got one, Andy?
I was a bit like that guy coming out the toilet then after I got my poo. I've got a pouch on the roof of my truck. My mum thinks that I'm the best.
the best. What an arse he was.
Yeah, what an arse. I should have shouted
yes,
out, your
I
mum
have.
thinks you're a twat.
And he'd be like, oh, I don't, yeah.
This isn't a Q&A episode, but there are a couple questions that I'm being shouted at to ask. Rage says, another question, those 9mm pouches take an SMG mag?
On the belt here now?
Lance, you got an SMG, ain't you?
No. No,
thought you
it's
had a
all
little-
that many moons
Not
ago.
yet.
Not yet.
Oh, I'm not getting another one. No. I'm going to say, what, an MP5... MP5
I'd
cage?
probably
I mean, an
say
MP9
no.
mag looks like it would probably fit.
I'll try it after, Rage, and I'll let you know, mate. I think I've got an old MP5 mag knocking about. I'll try it. It has got... They do come with, obviously, the... I want to say the Kydex insert. So they
Yeah.
do come with the grippy internals for it as well. I mean, it's bloody good, isn't it? It's
It is a nice
bloody
belt.
good bit of kit. Yeah, I've not opened anything up yet on it, actually, etc.
Daniel
yeah,
Brewer
I like-
says they take high kappa mags and are a snug for them if that helps.
For an SMG?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go then, Rage. Beautiful.
So, there was a question as well that Les sent in a couple of weeks ago, which we didn't answer during our Q&A because we thought we'd save it for basically when we're all here. So, guys, list the 4 things that you would want for Airsoft. Plus, if all 4 of your listed items was in a raffle and you can only buy 1 ticket for one of the 4, what would it be and why?
What?
So, what? Oh, 4 things that I haven't got that I want for Airsoft.
Yeah. Ranked. Basically, 4 things that you want for Airsoft ranked in, like, priority order, I guess.
Well, I don't really want things I would like. I'm gonna say would like. I'm guessing. I think number 1 on any MilSimmer's sort of list would be a good set of nods. I suppose, decent set of nods that would probably be up there. My bolt action sniper rifle would be another one for me. A fully tailored MTP Bergen. Now, whether that's just a standard short back that's been fully tailored, or whether I get like a JJ's one, I don't know. One of them.
I like the way.
And the 4th one would be World Peace.
Which is really useful for an Airsoft event.
Yeah.
No
Hey!
fighting.
Back to the campfire, lads. Let's get the burgers on. That was quick. I don't know. 4th one, I can't think. Come back to me. You do your 3s, and I'll try and think.
Mine would be the same as you, but it'd have to be like a really good pair of nods, like maybe like the big like 23,000 pound quad. Look at your
That's a
mum
lot
through a
of
window,
kit, though,
so
isn't it?
yeah.
I don't know if I'd want. I'd want a really. I'd still go with a single monocular, I think, but I'd want a fucking gleaming one because I'd still like to run my thermal on my weapon as I do now, but then have the monocular as for nav.
Yeah. Oh, see,
PID
I'd want
and
the
stuff.
one with. I'd want the one with the inbuilt thermal, so you have the night vision with the thermal overlay.
Yeah. That looks cool. Where it
That
outlines
really
and it
sick.
corners
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, that's fucking smart. That is. Yeah, I
And
like
you
that.
go, I can see you moving with me thermal.
I see you.
Yeah. And then
yes.
my other one would be I've always quite liked the thought of having a cry chest rig. Not chest rig, plate carrier. And then I don't know. I'm pretty happy with my setup. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
they'd say they were the top
it's
3
a-
for me. Would be nods, bolt action sniper, and a nicely custom, modern Bergen, a custom modern Bergen, I'd say.
A Team Wendy bump helmet, full with retractable headgear, like ear moors and everything. I'd be well.
If I was to go crazy, for airsoft purposes only, I'd like the smart gun from Aliens. If that's an option.
Or a decent claymore. Someone that would actually make a half decent airsoft claymore. Not one of the ones that are all
that would be good.
Loaded.
Yeah. Or like a mine.
I like how this has gone down the route of, rather than
thing.
Practical raffle prizes, to I want you to invent me something.
That would be good. But yeah, my top 3 are solid. That's what it's. I know. It is a good bag, mate. It is a good bag. But I would just like to have one that's like a modern one as well. It's got like the skeletal internal part and all that sort of bit. Not the internal, like the skeletal, so it keeps it off your back a little bit more air flowing. Because my one does get hot.
Dragon ones. You know that dragon one that we posted up a few weeks back. Before I went, I'd quite like that. If that was a raffle prize, I'd jump in on one of those, definitely.
Absolutely, yes. Me too on the smart gun. Harry, me and you. I'll be Vasquez. You can be Drake. I'll be Vasquez, the Mexican lady.
The Mexican lady.
I reckon I could pull that off better than you can. And then therefore you can be Drake, who's taller as well, and you're taller than me. So, like most people. There we go. That's mine and Harry's Halloween sorted. I'll be Vasquez, and he will be Drake.
I will be the alien.
Without the smart guns.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
I'll just be an alien.
What about you, Mike? You're very quiet.
Mine would be a tank.
We're going
down the route of. Let's be honest. If we're going to go down the route of ridiculous things, that we're going to get.
Let's not start ridiculous.
Okay, I won't start ridiculous. I'd like MVG, night vision. That'd be good.
Yeah, we know what.
My list was a little bit more sensible. So while I was writing or trying to figure my list out while you guys were talking, I would like a proper comfy, decent pair of boots. Because my list, I appreciate. I know there's good boots out there, and I bought good boots, but I would like a custom insole or something like that for my boots, because I find that.
Surely that's a thing. Surely you can get them.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I'm not trying to come up and reinvent the wheel. I was trying to come up with things that I'd actually like to win. I've also got a bit of a passion for the sniping. I had a little play with Silly Gilly's sniper rifle the other day, and that. Oh.
I bet you did. Was he awake or asleep at this point?
Proper nice. It's quiet. It's easy to use. It's just generally lovely.
I must admit, I was incredibly jealous of the snipers at that event we helped Empire events out on, and I just thought, like, sitting there thinking, like, you've got them teams of 2 out there now with other teams of 2 after them or trying to get past them. I thought, like, the adrenaline must be going through the roof, like absolutely spiking, because obviously they've got to get to objectives as well as watching their back, watching all of their arcs, because you can just get getting pipped at any time. Do you know what I mean? I was just like, I bet that's fun. There's no time to relax there. I don't think.
They're doing it again. You're more than welcome to enter.
I've got to get a bolt action sniper rifle then. I have everything I need to carry out a sniper role, apart from the main thing, which is a sniper rifle. I've gone very arse about face with my sniper loadout.
Do you have to run a sniper rifle?
You have to have a bolt action sniper rifle and a sidearm with a standard pistol magazine in it, not one that's got wheels on the bottom that you can run along with. That's got 9 million rounds in. It's just be like 15, 22 round. A standard like Mark 23 pistol mag or a 226 pistol mag or whatever it's going to be.
John Smith's going to pair up with you.
John Smith. Okay, there we go. Oh, John's got a rifle in his picture, so he clearly is a sniper already. There we go. I will be your fodder, John.
I will dress up as a rock. And just
I will be a rock.
Yeah,
I will be a tree.
Andy's going to go full whatever that guy's name is from the Hunger Games, where he like paints on rocks and just lays it.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was that guy in that music video where he's painted like the wall. She didn't have to rock me up. That one. Whatever it's called, I can't remember now.
And the only other thing I would like is a decent headset that gives me a bit of hearing protection, because at the moment I still don't have any ear pro. I only run that one.
Well, your Peltor, isn't it? It's got to be. What Andy's got.
Peltors.
Well, that's what I'm looking into. But again, it would be nice to win something like that.
Win the Peltor.
I want to try this Code Red one that you've got, because that fascinates me on the.
Well, that's if you've got a bit of moody hearing in one ear already.
In-ear, yeah.
It'll be good because obviously you're not compromising your ear further by sticking a rubber fucking doink in it, are you?
Well, can you imagine having 2 earpieces from 2 different radios in your ears and then the bone conduction as well? Like...
Well, I reckon you could get 2 of these on because obviously, I reckon you can put one on standardly like that. Obviously, it goes over. So that's how it sits there like that. So I reckon you could shoehorn another one in, so you could have like 2 sets of comms there, another. So you could potentially be running like 6 channels through one head.
Could you imagine if everyone radioed you at once? You just fall down in a
or you had 6 people there to turn your radios on at once.
Yeah.
Frequency mode. just so your eyeballs just start to bleed and go pop out.
Out of interest on that, does the volume dial actually do anything at that point?
I don't know.
Can you turn the volume up and down? That would be interesting. Like
rack it.
Yeah, but I won't hear it going like. Will I? I don't. You don't hear the volume go up and down unless someone's talking.
No,
to
but
you.
you turn it on full and go frequency mode.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Let's do science. Hang on. You two talk about yourselves.
No, I want to watch your face on this. This is going to be hilarious.
While he's getting that set up, Marky Mark sent a picture of his SMG mags. In the
are they the White Sphere tactical?
Are they the White Sphere tactical ones?
I believe they are.
Look at this.
Oh.
So,
okay.
Point proven.
We now return to Lance.
Hello.
Who has adorned
Just
his
literally
head with
just
some
whack it straight up.
So I'm going to turn right. Hang on. I don't need to hold that, do I? So this is interactive.
John
learning.
said you could put the radio on. Just put the radio on, like the FM radio.
No, because I cut the button out, so I didn't make that mistake. That's why there's tape around the top.
Yeah,
Right, ready? Oh no, that's not quite. That's not scary loud at all. That's just
that.
nice and clear.
I heard that.
That's not in my. It's not in my ears. Yeah, that's on full. Can't turn it up anymore. That's off.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Stephen said we're about to see a man's head explode live on YouTube.
Oh yes, that's good. I like. I don't think it's the battery, anything to do with that or anything in the radio. Radio's on full.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a little feel with them.
And then they'd like to try the headset.
Sorry, no, I thought my breast was charging my radio for a second then, but it's not. It's just a blip in the battery cell went down one, then back up. I was like, oh, my boobs charge stuff.
You got
I
magnetic.
never knew that. I've got chargeable boobs.
I'm conscious that we want to get on and have a chat about Empire events things, so I'm just going to cut us short on that a little bit. I want to talk about
Lance's
very quickly.
nipples.
Yeah. So this was the basher setup that I used from Empire events. I did use my my Russian Ratnik bivvy there in the back, but I shared this. This is now my 3.5 by 4 meter DD tarp, and this was the result. So this was one I was talking about a few weeks ago in terms of
the week before, wasn't it?
Which worked out quite well. And the other thing I wanted to just share is I was playing around with some comms cord and a poncho while we did some wild camping last weekend, and created this little sun shelter using a couple camping poles. And was quite impressed with the comms cord because it stood up against quite a lot of wind. I was expecting them.
It's good stuff, mate. Did you get it from Dragon Supplies? Did you?
I did. I bought quite a lot of it at one time because I thought, well, this will be useful.
Yeah, it is, mate. It's wicked stuff. It's really good stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, it's cool. Nice.
You ever need?
How did you find that rusky?
Comms cord.
The rusky. Well, I use it for my basher, my jungle knots. I use comms cord. It's nice and small, and you can tuck it into the eyelet more when you're packing it up. On my bigger tarp, what I did buy is I bought 12 packs of spectacle cases, like the little black drawstring bag. Put them I put them on each corner because it's like the family camping sun shelter thing. I put outside the truck, and I can just tuck all my way with guidelines into that. But the comms cord, because it's so small, when you wind it around your hand, pull it off, and then you can just tuck it into the little eyelets or into the strap in it. It stays there. It's really good. You can buy the pouches.
Yeah, the only problem with comms cord is that it is so fine that you can lose it quite quickly. You know, chuck it down on the grass. Make sure you put it somewhere safe, because otherwise,
make sure it's tied onto something fluorescent, because you can blink and it's gone. But the your bivvy bag. How did you find that? Because obviously it was a hot weekend. How did you find that with your
It was actually really nice.
circulation of air and that side of it?
Yeah, the rat neck bivvy's got 2 vents in there. So you've got the one just underneath this little kind of canopy area. That one's permanently there, and then you can zip down kind of the main flap, so you've got airflow right by your head.
Oh, that's good.
When I was actually in that overnight, I got in and then just kind of chucked the sleeping bag to one side, and I just laid there in pants for quite a while. And then it got cold at about 1 or 2 in the morning. So at that point, I literally just pulled the sleeping bag over the top of me and used it as a bit of a duvet, and it was absolutely perfect. Nice,
Marvellous.
Lovely, yeah.
So, and yes, I know James said, have you got enough space in there? So I wanted to test the Basher. This is the one that I use mostly for hammock camping. But there were 2 of us in there, so we thought we might as well use the whole thing. So it was very luxurious from as Bashers go. So.
Looks lovely, doesn't it?
It's good. I like it, and I like the way you've got the apex bit pitched up as well for run off and stuff.
Yeah, that was
a bit more
Ryan's idea.
headroom.
So good, big shout out to him.
That's right.
All right, Ryan.
Lovely guy.
Well, I
really
slept
like Ryan.
I slept in my modded bivvy bag with my little poles up, and it was jolly comfortable. Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed that. So yeah, I've still got my other bits to do on it, but it was it worked an absolute treat. So I did have an overnighter in my bag. I didn't film any of it or anything, but yeah, it was good.
I really like Ryan.
I really like Ryan.
Well, I like Ryan so much.
That's what so just to give some
What a
context to that,
guy.
my brother and I were driving to an event, and then literally he just went, I really like Ryan.
Who, Ryan did, or your brother?
No, my brother. My brother just literally turned to
Ryan
me.
was in the
I
back.
really like Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan wasn't even with us at the time.
Ryan
It's
threatened
just
him.
really funny.
Yeah. Ryan leans forward. I really like me.
Last bit of news for myself: the bandages, the NoFo bandages, are now in full-scale production. I have a team of
That's got to deserve a
I was
fanfare,
going to say
isn't it?
elderly women. They're not elderly women. One of them's my mum. There's a little local craft group that I have employed to make these. So these will be available.
Sure.
I haven't quite settled on a price point yet.
It reminds me of the nurse from Happy Gilmore, where his nan's in the nursing home, and it's matey not Ben Affleck, Ben Stiller with a handlebar moustache, and he's got him all in a sweatshop and he's making blankets and stuff. You will go to sleep when I tell you to go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep.
Okay, the people doing this are not infirm. They're,
Yes.
They're not being held against their will or anything like that.
I can just see him all in a
says, when you
shed
say
now.
team, do you mean an elderly sweatshop? They're not an elderly sweatshop. It's just a little local craft group that I reached out to, that my mum's a part of, and I said, look, could you potentially make some of these?
Are they
for
all like
us?
the Shreddies ladies sitting there?
They are like the
Remember
shredders.
that
It's a load
advert?
of
Oh,
grannies
what a wicked
knitting them
advert
together.
that was. Yes, mate. Knitting shreddies all day.
So
Wicked.
hopefully they will be available relatively shortly.
Well, thank you to Mother
Ooh,
Fraser for
exciting.
bringing
Yes, thank you very much.
bringing her crew down to do some tailoring for us.
Yeah.
Bringing the
Nicely
man
done.
in. Bringing the
Yeah,
man
That's the
in
end
down.
of the news I've got. I don't know if you guys have anything else.
Not really.
We're,
not
we're,
really.
we're half an hour in and we haven't left the news yet.
No,
Well,
I need to
we've
change
got-
my display because otherwise we'll never get off of it.
worth of news. 2 weeks worth of
I know.
news.
Let's get rid of that. Let's change that. Let's get back
Right,
to the
that's
castle.
it. End of the
dungeon. There we
news.
go. End of the news.
Pew,
News is
pew,
it.
pew, pew.
So, River's going to talk about the. So have I kidnapped the local WI? Sort of.
As long as they make pies, that's
Yeah.
all that matters.
Put him in his camp.
Make me bandages and bring pies.
So we're going to talk about the Empire events.
It is camp. One's gone. One's out. One's got out.
I did. I took this.
she's- Currently making her way down the main road.
I literally took this photo for Mike on holiday. I'm sending it to you through WhatsApp. You need to show everyone.
Actually, because it's completely off topic, we must mention it quickly. So I went to my son's sports day today at school, and I did think of Mike when last I was there. And what it was is I was watching I was watching the javelin.
Please follow up quickly.
So I was watching the javelin, and I was talking to my wife, and then I looked back round them, and there was about a line of 12 kids, all stood like that, and then they held the javelins up to throw them. And I was just like, "There's a photograph." I literally spun round, and there was a line of kids doing it, and I was like, "Oh, Oh, I see. Now, all right, now that
see.
makes sense. Now that makes sense. I should have watched from the start and not halfway through. Oh, look at that.
See, look, that is a searchlight. That was massive. I was like, I saw that and I went,
Where is that? On a ship?
That was on the ship.
Yeah, that's a big ship searchlight.
It was.
Fog light thing.
That would be perfect for MilSims. That's all I'm saying. Can you imagine wielding that off a Sanger?
I wonder who made that. I wonder if that's a German manufacturer or anything. Vessel.
Right, so we're going to talk about the Empire events. Recent event. So this was Empire Rising. It was a fantastic event. I think there were 12 snipers there.
12 snipers, 6 teams of 2.
Yep.
Chomping at the bit to get out in this unknown land to them. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
it was very
How
good.
many DS were there? There were 12?
12 sort of like role-playing
like
DS staff type guys that were there for that, yeah. To bring elements to the game, which was good, and which I think was very well received.
Lance, do you want to give a bit of a backstory about the event? Because you obviously were very heavily involved in the organisation. And then, if Andy, you then ask some questions.
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions that I wrote down.
So I'll give you a brief overview of what was the sniper sort of objectives, if you like, for the event. So basically, a broad sort of story to... It was 2 MI6 or 2 secret agents, if you like, were missing in action in this area, in this AO. Some certain things had happened, and obviously, so that the snipers had maps with certain objectives, rough areas of where objectives were, and what they had to go and find. They had to either secure certain evidence, either that being photographs or serial numbers or bits and bobs like that, and that had to be then reported into myself and Kenny in a separate individual WhatsApp group that each of the teams had. So, for example, there was evidence of a UAV being shot down. So there was an actual crash site that they had to try and locate and photograph elements of that. There was the actual handheld rocket launcher that they had to locate. There was a serial number on that they had to retrieve to prove to show evidence that had been shot down, and what weapon was used. There was I played the part of the living agent. They had to come and sort of attempt to rescue me from 2 captors that were holding me hostage in a sort of like a compound area sort of thing, which is right at the back of the map that we sort of put together ourselves. And there was a body that they had to locate, and there was evidence inside a case that the body had handcuffed to its arm, and bits and bobs like that. So there was objectives all across the map that they could either choose to do or not do, or they could try and take each other out. And on the killing each other sort of, or taking out the team side of it. So each sniper had 10 dog tags each that they started the game with. So they had 10 points when they started the game. Now for every kill, so say for example I shot Mike. Mike would then take off one of his dog tags and then hang it up in the tree or in a very clear area where he was shot, and he'd hang it up there for me to collect. Now I didn't have to collect it straight away. I could come back to it, but there is a chance that another sniper team could come through and see that dog tag and take it for themselves, and that would be points to them, and that's absolutely fine for them to do that. So yeah, you had to be careful whether you took the chance of retrieving the tag to get the point or not. So you had to play that game. Objectives completed were 2 points, and some of the NPCs also had dog tags on as well, which I believe were retrieved by some of the snipers. So again, there was additional points that snipers could win by doing that as well. So it was all a points-based game throughout the day, securing points, and then obviously the crescendo of the game was when they took me, each pair had to try and complete the objective that I was involved in, because I would then give them a grid reference to where they could launch a signalling mortar from, which would then start their evac process, if you like. And that window of evac was open from 1600 till 1700. So although they might have done my objective first in the morning at about 10 o'clock, they wouldn't be able to evac. They wouldn't be able to evac until 1600. And the good thing about it was that 1600, you've got 6 sniper pairs trying to evac, and that brought in a really good element of some good contacts and stuff like that. So that was really cool. And we had the
with us providing a lot more hounding at that point as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So the NPC, I mean, the feedback I got a lot of messages from all the teams saying, you know, that your guys, they played an absolute blinder. It was so good seeing like the patrols and like staying low in cover and watching this patrol go past us and then getting into contacts with them, and we were there to sort of annoy and suppress. And if we did see them or they tried contacting us, which they're more than capable of doing, then we could return fire and blah 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 and things like that. And we had like Mike, you sorted out a lot of that, so I don't know if you want to carry on with the sort of the rotations and bits and bobs for the
that's
NPC
fine.
staff.
So basically, we had a team of guys. I set them up on a kind of standard rotation. Really, I think it's something that any event should have for various teams. I've got a picture of the dummy queued up,
sorry.
don't worry.
I wasn't sure if we'd be allowed to. Ooh,
No, we can show that. Because it's a dummy, it's fine. So for any event, it's quite useful if everyone knows what they're doing, and then they've got some downtime and stuff. So I kind of set up a bit of a rota before the event. We had a fixed checkpoint located in the site, and then we had some roaming patrols that were running around as well. So we weren't actively hunting any of the snipers, but if we came across anything that looked a bit suspicious, we could obviously show a little bit of basically classic computer game NPCs. So we weren't being overly cautious or hunting down the enemy as we would probably normally do at events. We're kind of like, oh, yep, nothing here, and then we'd kind of carry on walking and stuff. Sometimes even like that. The event itself, there was some of the objectives and the like which involved taking out some of the NPCs. It was quite difficult. I know when I was on sort of stag rotation at that point, it was quite challenging to not just go, I know they're coming, and then sort of just basically hit the dirt and light them up, because some of them were not very quiet. So if you are planning to attend one of the events and you want to be a bit sneaky and stealthy, try to avoid treading on loads of twigs and stuff when you're running around the woods.
Remember, you're not at a skirmish day with hundreds of people. You're at a small event, a sniper event, where your movements and that are going to get picked up from a lot further away than what they would do at a skirmish day, because you've got a lot more movement going on a skirmish day, whereas you're in a private woodland that's not an airsoft site. That's a very natural environment, and it's not often that you see two people just sort of like tracking through the woods quickly, and 6 teams of people doing that. It's quite easy to pick up on that movement. So remaining low, taking your time, keeping quiet is key for this type of event. Absolutely.
So we've
says the pro sniper who knows everything about sniping.
So we've been quite lucky and played a few games at that event, and like we know that the terrain's quite difficult there, especially with the fallen trees, branches. It's always seemed to have a thick layer of leaf cover. What was it like now? It's starting to get summery a bit.
Just gorgeous. It's just such a beautiful place to be. It's genuine. We were setting. I don't know. I can't remember. Sorry, Andy. There was we went up to the far corner of the site to set up the objective where I was being sort of held captive and having the shit kicked out of me 6 times throughout the day, which was really
that
fun.
Little dog leg pick up the top.
Right up the far corner, yeah. So
at one point, one of the sniper teams, because they were meant to be retrieving Lance, at one point, literally, me and Pasty was just standing there, sort of just waiting for them to sort of rock up, and all of a sudden this round came in and just took Lance out in the back of the head. Yeah,
I was sat there in my chair, handcuffed, and this round came in, and I was like, right, well, they're not getting any intel out of me now.
Literally, Pasty are like, Pasty, someone shot the hostage. Oh no.
I was like, because I was sort of sitting there thinking, fuck, I hadn't planned for this sort of bit to happen. So what I did is I quickly found an old scrumpled bit of paper and scribbled down the grid reference for the more, and I had it in my hand, and I sort of wrote the last number as if I was like in my dying breath. So, fuck. And I held it there and just died on the floor, and hopefully, look at the breeze, look at this piece of paper, you must look at this. I really hadn't planned to be shot in the head.
Were you doing death twitches like that? Like,
yeah, right. He's looking down over me, and it's just like going on his face. Like, sorry, that was completely off topic. But we were setting up there, and obviously, then one of the white doe were literally like laying in the long grass about 4 or 5 foot away from us, and then just jumped up, just went out across one of the fields. I was just like, oh. I wanted to run across the field singing Sound of Music or something at that point. Lovely.
But yeah, we didn't want to go naked.
The site was the thing. Do you know what it is with that site?
At a later date.
Is for you sniper boys. Hopefully, I'm sure there'll be more people interested in the next event, because the way the first one went was, I'm not one to say that it was perfect. There's a couple of tweaks that Kenny and myself probably will make for the next one, but as far as that. The very, very minor tweaks, and that's for someone who's never done an event before. So kudos to Kenny for all his sorting outs and organisational. The barbecue food he supplied, the beers he supplied. It was really good. It was brilliant, and I think it was the calibre of the players that we had at the event, which obviously made it what it was. Because there was no bitching, there was no arguing, There was no questioning anything. If anyone had a problem, it was raised and dealt with there and then. Which no one ever came up to me or anything. I have all positive feedback, which is all you can ask for. So it was. I'd like to thank all the snipers who came along for a start. All the NPC boys that came along. Fantastic effort. But yeah. Sorry. And going back to the site. And I was really nice. I was making a point was that it doesn't matter what type of ghillie suit you've got for it, because there's areas and swathes of the AO that suit any winter,
it changes,
brown, green. Well, I mean, it's like think of it like the Crystal Maze, yeah, where you'll start off the first part. If you ever watched the Crystal Maze, if you're as old as me, we start fans, please, all that. You start off in like the Aztec zone, and then you'll move into a futuristic zone, and then you'll go medieval zone, then you'll go jungle zone. It's very much like that with the vegetation at this site. So 1 minute it could be quite brown. You could have a lot of Scotch pine, tall evergreens with a lot of brown leaf litter underneath it. Then you could go into sort of like fern area where you've got a lot of long grasses, you've got brackens and stuff like that. Then you've got like the big oaks with lots of wide space in between them. And then you've got like the chestnut and hazel that's quite tight and sort of like Japanesey, sort of bamboo-y looking sort of woodland.
Very, isn't it?
It's very, very varied. It's wicked. Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool.
Yeah. What were the ferns like again? Were they like
just shoulder height, head height?
Monstrous.
Yeah, especially if you're out on the main trails as well. You could stand there and they're almost sort of coming up and sort of swamping you almost. It's just like it's like Endor. Just want Wicket to come running out now. You know, it was so lots of Wookiees. Bring on the Wookiees? But yeah, it's really, 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 really lucky to be able to use that place.
Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah, the shower was a massive one. Yes, I brought a friend of mine gave me a British Army issue black solar shower bag. I think it holds like 20 litres, little clear tube with a red cap on it. And I literally filled that up because I knew it was going to be a hot one. I think John stood up on a cool box and hung up on a tall branch in the sort of like, not the safe. There was no safe zone. So as soon as we finished the briefings in the morning, it was glasses on because there was no safe zone that you go back to and take your glasses off until Endex. So I just made that point quite clear at the beginning that there is no safe zone here that you can go and take your glasses off unless you go and sit in your car and do the windows up or something. But that was that.
It was basically like the NCP fob, wasn't it?
Yeah, so where we were operated out from,
fob.
The NPC fob, and then obviously some of the snipers turned up on the Friday night because you was able to. You could turn up on the Friday, get set up, chill out, have a few beers and a barbecue, so you're not rushing around Saturday morning to travel and get there and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so we set the shower up, and quite a few of the snipers, when they come back after the Index on the Saturday, was just like hoods off and that just, and it was really good. It's a really cool bit of kit, and you can get variants of them that are cheaper. But I thought, if you've got 3 or 4 of them at an event on a big A-frame sort of thing, that the guys can just go and just like, just cool down. I mean, it's just absolutely godsend.
That'd be brilliant. Yeah,
I think John was out there early in the morning, like little scrub up under the arms now. Little walk across the campsite with tail on his shoulder, lovely stuff.
Not only go to the woods to play with my friends and their balls, I also have a quick shower with them before.
Yeah, and we all get the boys
fully cleansed in the morning. Yeah, so it was really good. It was a really good event. I cannot wait for the next one because I'm just buzzing. Everyone was just buzzing. Like Saturday night afterwards, everyone was just. It was all good stories. Everyone swapping tales of what happened during the day and this, that, and the other. Yeah, no, it was really good. It was good.
So how did the dog tag system work? Because obviously that's quite a new idea that you and Kenny came up with. Did you find any problems with that at all, or did that work pretty well?
I was a bit sceptical about it. Like, hanging a dog tag up in the tree, they're going to be able to see it. But when you're actually out there, I mean, obviously as a sniper, if you do take someone out, you've got to remember, I remember taking out matey there. So you need to go back. But then someone can sort of lay up another team if they do see, like, if you took out a pair and you got 2 dog tags hanging up in a tree nearby. There's nothing stopping another sniper pair camping that spot, waiting for you to come and retrieve them, taking out you 2, and then getting 4 tags from that location. I mean, to be fair to Kenny, we had brother labels with each sniper's name on it. So Silly Gilly had Silly with 10 tags, whereas they were supposed to be engraved, but we couldn't. The tags didn't turn up in time to get them engraved. It was going to be like a little keepsake. You could keep one of them or keep a couple of them for the event sort of thing, but unfortunately, hopefully the next one that might be in place, but we'll have to wait and see. But it still worked regardless. It was cool. But it was a nice. Like I said, I was sceptical for if it falls off, this, that, and the other, but it actually worked really, really well. And it was like a nice little trophy. Yeah, I got Silly Gilly's dog tag here, of it was cool. Sniper mechanics.
The NPC team had them as well.
That's right. I had them on. I had 2 dog tags on. I had the 2 that you got me for our birthday podcast last year, the black ones, I thought,
Oh, yeah.
they're going to be the extra special ones, and I'm going to have them around my neck. And that was another point. So if you completed that objective with me, you had 2 NPCs there that you could take out and get a tag off. You had 2 points, so that's 2 points there. 2 points for completing the objective, and potentially another. So there's potentially 5 points to be had for a team.
Yeah.
Who,
and only one team took the
tags off of the 2
off
guards.
Oh, really?
No one took the tags off of me, and I'd like to thank, and I can't remember because they all look the same. They're all snipers in ghillie suits. There only one
racist.
sniper pair.
Racist. Well,
Ghilliest.
profile in there.
Yeah,
Ghillies.
yeah. I'm going to stick to it as well. But only one of the sniper pair actually tried to revive me and administer first aid, because what it was sort of like the scenario prior to the snipers overrunning our position was the guard who's nearest me at the end in his dying breaths just draws his pistol out and just puts a couple of rounds into me just to sort of like, oh, you'll never take it, bye. So that was that. So I'm laying there sort of like doing me acty bit with me blooded bandages and coughing up and stuff, and only one pair at the entire day said, mate, what can we do, can we help in this? I was just sort of like,
Yeah.
you I was
I
like,
got to
too
kick
far
mud
gone.
in Lance's ear as well. Because
What an ass.
at one point there was a. So we obviously having to kind of ham up the fact that Lance is a captive.
I just remembered
So
your accents.
We had, yeah. So we had to role play, and Lance has made the point that like some of the role play that we had competition with some of the various other teams that had been on stag duty at that point. So I was like, okay, that's fine, it's not a problem. So I was really hamming up the role play. So I got the old plastic knife out and I was like stabbing Lance in the leg and stuff like that. And at one point he was on the ground, so I was like pretending to kick him. But bless him, I really didn't mean to do this. I managed to kick up a massive cloud of dirt right next to his head. It just filled his ear with mud.
I was just laying there, I was like... The best one was... so Mike, from his previous Amdram career, thought he'd start peddling his accents, as he does on the show quite regularly. And the Northern Irish one came out, and he did it a lot better at a previous event a few years ago than what I heard on this event. Because I think Tom Patsy carried out a little patrol up to where the truck was parked up, and Mike sort of turned around and I'm going to try and destroy what he said, but he sort of went, "Hey Tom, you give me a cup of baba." And I was laying there, and I was like,
trying to say, Tom, can you chuck us a bottle of water? But a bottle of water is really hard to say in a Belfast accent.
and I was like dead on the floor, and I literally sat up and went, "What did you just say?" Gabba baba. What is that? What does that even mean?
I think we need a demonstration.
That's not Celtic, is it?
You need to give it a go, mate.
Oh dear. Well, see, one thing I wanted.
Engineer. Hey, Tom, can you chuck us a bottle of water?
It was worse than that. That was better.
Really hard. I've been practicing.
But yeah, I just thought, as two snipers laying out there in the undergrowth watching this position, and all you can hear is this. I'd be like, are you hearing what we're hearing?
Yeah.
Basically, the premise was that we were trying to let them know where we were, because ultimately they needed to be able to take the shots on people, and that one element wasn't like the tasking for the whole event. They had lots of other things they needed to be getting on and doing. So the premise was that you could ultimately, he's clearly talking to someone else, so they know that there's at least two. And the other benefit is that if we kind of heard them coming, we could at least turn our backs or shield our faces or hide our groins from the incoming sniper fire. Because whilst I don't mind being shot, it's not a major issue. Obviously, if I can avoid being shot in the face, then I will.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was really, really good.
It was good. It was very good.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of positive feedback in that.
So did they had a medic rule then?
No medic rules.
presume.
No.
No
So the
medic
medic
rules.
rules,
So
all
if
it
you
was,
got
if you were shot, I think you either... Did you bug out straight away, or did they have a bleed out time? I can't remember off the top of my
No,
head.
I meant on the snipers.
So yeah, so snipers the same. No medic rule for the snipers. So
No
I
medic
believe if they got shot, a clear indication of being hit, and then you walk to the boundary fence, and then you could come back in. I don't think you have to wait there for 5 minutes, or you
Right.
walked
No,
out
there
to
was
the...
I think it was sort of a...
I think you wait at the boundary
there was a
fence for a
bleed out
couple of
time
minutes,
element.
or
Yeah.
bleed out time at the boundary fence, and then you could come back into the game zone. So the way we orientated it was quite a few of the objectives were sort of within the AO, sort of like not centralised, but within a in an area, so it allowed if anyone was shot out to walk away from any areas, and then obviously sort of like respawn at the boundary fence line and come back in. And likewise for starting the game, actually, Andy, what we did was we had one NPC character was assigned to one pair of snipers, and they had a designated place that they took the pair to start the event off. So the sniper pair would walk out. Yeah, so the sniper pair would walk out with the NPC to the boundary fence. And the good thing about the site is that don't climb over any gates, don't climb over any fences, and you will not be out of bounds. So good as gold. Yeah, and there's one bit about red and white hazard tape, which is down towards an area which is relatively small, but that's very easily explained. But so they walked out, sat them down on the floor, facing out, looking at beautiful views across the fields with a fence in front of them. As soon as they heard the klaxon go, it was game on. So the NPC then could just walk off and leave them to it. And that was it.
So so was their respawn point there fixed where they started from, or did they have to?
No, just any boundary point in the AO, depending on where they were at the time. You know, obviously, if they've got a contact near a boundary position, don't go to that boundary position because that's just a bit crap. You know, go to one that's a little bit further away to give the other team a bit of a chance. You know, you're not going to respawn in behind them then. You know, sort of like a bit unsportsmanlike, isn't it, to do that? So yeah, that was a sort of like a local agreement sort of thing. Is that if I'm in a contact here, I'm not going to then go and respawn there. I'm going to walk up to there and then come back in. Do you know what I mean? Which was fine. You know, there was no problems there at all with that. No. So that was all good.
Just want to share this picture of one of the objectives, which was the body, which was just brilliant, really. Like
genuinely, I think it was silly.
That's a dummy. So YouTube.
That was a dummy.
That is a dummy. YouTube. That is a dummy. That is not real. That is tomato sauce.
Is it?
But Ed actually approached that with a large amount of. He said, even when I was nearly on top of it, he said, I didn't think that was actually like a mannequin or a dummy. So that was very cool.
Yeah, that probably freaked me out a little bit.
So where the top of that body is there, the shoulder part, you can just see that black hole. So that is actually the entrance to two old clay fire kilns from back in the day when they used to fire their own like roofing tiles and clay drainage pipes of the fields in this area. So those tunnels are actually quite. Obviously, they're not to be gone in, and that was briefed out at the beginning of the event because they are very, very old and unstable. But it's just a nice added feature to see at the site, you know. And obviously, you can see the foliage and that around the area. It's just it's magical.
Yeah,
magical.
No, it looks really good. Like having somewhere like that, so it looks like he's crawling away.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what sort of thing we was going for. Because me and Kenny had done several walks in the weeks leading up to the event to sort of plan where are we going to put this here, if we put that there, and you know, the rocket launcher will be over there because the UAVs come over this way and it's crash land over there, so it sort of makes sense to put it there. And yeah, it's quite good. Yeah, we took our time over it, so hopefully it sort of showed in the event, which was good.
Yeah,
there was water as well. I mean, that's something as well to kind of discuss. Is each of the positions had water on. I mean, you can just about sort of see it at the bottom of that photo there.
So there was a crate of 12 water was delivered to each objective.
Yeah. So if you know any of the snipers got to an objective, there was water that they could pick up and effectively kind of move on from that point.
Did you do the watering points at the natural water sources again?
We thought about it. We thought because of the objectives where they're so well spaced on the map, it would have been on top of one of them anyhow. So it'd have been pretty pointless having more water there. So we thought, let's just keep it at the objectives because they're going to go to each of them anyhow. It's going to be there was briefed out at the beginning that there is crates of water at each objective that you can replenish from, or just have a quick guzzle and leave the bottles there, and they'll all be collected at the end and stuff. So that worked really well. Yeah, that worked fine. So that was just there was a little supply crate. One of the scenarios was to locate a supply drop, which was intended for me and my partner. Obviously, we never got to it, but there was two mine crates. Which had a little bag of goodies in for each of the teams. So there was like 6 bags in there, and it had a few treats in there to keep them going. You know, a few Haribos and bits and bobs like that. And Kenny also put a small packet of 4.8 BBs in a 50 cal ammo can, so they could take one packet of them to replenish their ammo if they needed to. And obviously there's some energy stuff there as well to keep them going. So that was quite cool. And we actually set up a mannequin inside the hut with like my rust camo sniper hood over him and that, just to give him a little bit as they came through the doorway, like a little bit of spooky, and obviously PID in the hut from distance as well, looking into the hut from where you could see, because I actually panelled up. Well, I put a couple of old bashers that I had up in ponchos so that you couldn't just see straight through this hut, because it's only got like a low, less, but just between sort of like thigh high wall around the base of it.
Gotcha, yeah.
So I've hung some sheeting up and stuff like that and some camo netting just so that it was a bit harder to see into the hut, but you could sort of make out this figure a bit, so they're making him approach with a bit more caution. So that was cool. Yeah, that was a good little element we liked. Yeah.
So the main question is, do you know which team won?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. It was.
Who do you think it was?
Yeah, Silly Gilly won. And I mean, it was
Silly
interesting
Gilly.
actually looking at the range.
I can't remember his partner's name and smack for that. I should have. Oh, I can't remember his name now. Bugger, not Bugger.
I'll take it out.
Silly Gilly and Bugger.
Yeah. But
no, they were a cracking pair. The guy he was with had the handlebar mustache, didn't he?
That's right. That's correct. Yeah. Absolutely smashing. James. His name was James. So James and Ed. Silly Gilly, and I can't think of the. Oh, is James? Devil something Airsoft. Or maybe that's not him. Oh, I can't remember now. But anyhow, brilliant. And it was quite. I think it was quite close actually. The first and second places.
Yeah.
Not sure. But,
yeah, no, it was. It was really interesting to see, because there were a lot of teams there. So I think some of them had been sniping for a while, and then obviously you've got people that.
Well, there's a father and son team there.
I'm not
going to
blow Silly Gilly's trumpet too much, but ultimately, he is widely recognised in Airsoft as being quite a good ghillie sniper. There were obviously others that I hadn't heard of, so I don't know their level of competency or how long they've been doing it. But it was just really interesting to meet people and kind of see how different people approach different activities and targets and the like, and kind of it was just genuinely. I mean, even from the fact that we weren't there as players, it was just a cracking event.
It was good, yeah. I think it made all the better from seeing the positive reaction from all the snipers coming back in and everyone just sort of buzzing off of it, I mean, like I said, we had some great pairs there. There was a father and son pair there, and they done really well. It was great to see them cutting about. It was really cool to see that. Just all really positive. It was really good. It was really good to see.
There's a few comments that have come in from the audience. Just want to cover some of those. So Terry says, can I just thank you all and Kenny Empire Events for letting me and the other lads being a part of this event.
Absolutely. No, couldn't have done it without you, Tel. Top man and the boys.
Guy Walker and Les says, when are we planning the next one? Any dates yet?
No dates as such, but stand by your beds, chaps, because I can't see it being too far away. So I'm going to be talking with Kenny hopefully this weekend, and getting something in the pipeline. But now, obviously, with the positive reaction we've had from the first one, we'll hopefully have a bit more time for people to get the information on the event and get booked on that. Because obviously, from when we announced when it was going to when the actual event was quite a short window.
Yeah, quite a short window, wasn't
it? But yeah, and obviously it was a bit of an unknown. It was like, what do I do? Do I do this or not? I'm not really sure. So I think a lot of people are waiting for the feedback to come out from the first event, once all the guinea pigs have had their first go at it, which has all been really positive. So, and obviously there's nothing stopping the guys that took part in this one taking part in the next one, because obviously although Ed and James won this first round, there's nothing stopping them, the other 5 teams, coming back in and having another crack at it and getting a place for this grand final that'll be coming up. So yeah, all definitely right. keep.
So can Ed and James not enter again?
I'm guessing they could do with whether it's a thing of if they won, they'd automatically just sort of like default their place to whoever came second
to the next one.
I mean, just so they can still take part or something like that. Maybe that's something we'd have to look at with or something Kenny would have to decide, of course. But yeah, no, it's just brilliant. Just for thinking about it, it's just like makes me smile. More so for Kenny, because I've known him for many years, and it's just great to see it go well for him, basically. So, the little shit.
It was just one of those. It was just one of those sort of events. It was quite an intimate event because obviously you don't. Some of these events we have like 800 people there. You're almost just a number at that point in terms of the event itself. Whereas this kind of felt you're a big part of it. Everyone was just like really sociable and friendly. There's obviously the kind of barbecue afterwards, which was nice.
Huge thank you to John for cooking up a storm.
Yes, massive thank you for
cooking a storm up on the barbecue in the evening for us. The resident November Foxtrot chef, shall we say, for the event. Yeah, it was nicely done.
I really want to call him Cookie. I think it's such a good nickname for him.
Cookie John.
Cool sign.
And then he knocked up bacon and sausage sandwiches in the morning on the Sunday morning once we was clearing up. So that was all good.
John, I'll have you around later. You can.
Absolutely.
Les says, well done to Mike for sorting the NPC team. Not a problem, mate. Really enjoyed it. Pegasus, can someone make sure Andy pencils the next event in his diary this time?
It was not my fault.
Yeah.
I have a wife.
Yeah, your fault.
Pegasus was on the NPC team. He says it was also tricky to get in the mindset of not shooting on sight. I mean, that was a challenge for the NPC team because I had to constantly kind of like go, guys, calm down, you haven't seen anything. It's like, yeah, but there's someone over there. It's like, no, you haven't seen anything.
No, you haven't seen the snipers over there, okay?
What was quite fun from the NPC team at the end of the the event, we wanted to kind of put a bit of pressure on them because obviously they've got to get to the extraction point and the like, and sort of they're already fighting, but we thought, well, we'll just form like a big extended line and basically just walk through the tree line, just blapping anything that moves at one point. So that was quite good fun.
bit of Predator with a minigun at the end, just didn't hit a goddamn thing.
Harry says, apparently Josh has been running dog tags at his events for the last couple of months. I 3D printed about 500 of them in various colours. Worked really well on the NARM game at Eversley. So,
Harry, I might put you in touch with Kenny there, mate. Yes.
Might be becoming more of a thing at events.
It's cool. Yeah. It was good. It was really cool. Nice. It's like I say, it's like trophy thing. It's like, I've got to kill. Bosh! Got to kill.
Yeah.
Pull away, get the phone.
White's for Tactical just sent a love heart.
Okay. Nice one, lads.
Wonder who that one is. Who's that? Yeah,
we were showing that off. Beaut. So we can't thank you enough for that, gentlemen. Thank you.
I wonder who that is. Jake or Steve? Hi, both of you.
Steve
or Steve.
Right, let's roll on to the hot weather stuff because I'm conscious that it is hot weather at the moment and we do need to kind of cover that off. So we are going to have a quickly. Yeah, because we're conscious of the time.
Because it's hot in the loft.
It's very warm. I mean, the main thing, water. Just make sure you got water or you got water source. You've got the ability to keep yourself hydrated because there is nothing worse than you running around to get a bit of heat exhaustion. That's going to take you out very, very quickly.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, your sweaty neckband thing. That works brilliant.
Yep.
Mine went a bit. I've not used mine since. Mine went a bit.
How did yours go?
I did get the old man one though for the allotment, and he likes that one. He just dips it in the water trough when he gets down there because he's an absolute animal. I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. I'll go fucking digging.
So what happened to yours then? I'm interested because I've run mine for.
I think I didn't use mine for so long that when I actually soaked it in water, it literally just came out like a stick. Still, it just wouldn't go wibbly wobbly.
Oh.
So I don't know whether I've burst my bag or something. I don't know. But it remained rigid.
You do. So when it dries, you have to let it dry slowly if you're going to dry it out completely.
How do you control how slowly it dries though? Drying is drying.
Whack it in an oven or like.
I didn't know. Just left it. It was just there.
You put it in an oven.
I think I usually left it on the draining board in the kitchen. Yeah, draining board in the kitchen, jobby. And when it was sort of dry, I just sort of think I just packed it away. And then when I had to use it again, it just.
Oh, okay.
It was a wreck.
It might be if you just leave it in water for a long time.
Rigor mortis had set in by that point.
I took mine and didn't end up using it, but those sort of little devices that you use to keep yourself cool are obviously really helpful.
And obviously
shade.
Get in the shade whenever you can.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you've got to get into cover, get into shade, especially in these because it was bloody hot.
Yeah.
You know, and kudos to one of the sniper teams who actually exfilled earlier. They had completed all the objectives and stuff like that, but they chose not to do the actual exfil between 1600 and 1500. I think because they were both just feeling the effects of the heat and that, and they just said, "Look, we're just going to call it now." Absolutely not a problem because that's just sensible. If you are really feeling it, just go back, get that bloody great Wookiee suit off or whatever it is, get under the shower. Get some water down, sit in the shade, just take that load off, replenish, the old isotonic drinks, so salt replaced with Diarrhea, anything like that, just to replenish. You will be sweating tons.
So after all, it is only a hobby. There's no point actually killing yourself.
That's it, mate. Exactly. I mean, the hot weather. I mean, it's the main thing, and it's plenty of water, plenty of fluids, replacing the salts that you're going to be losing if you're sweating. Sunscreen, insect repellent, keep it in the shade. I mean, you can cover all them. tick tools.
Tick tools.
Oh, yeah. Sun cream's obviously another one that I do want to specifically mention, because I have been to a number of events now. The first one that really springs to mind was a Legion event down at Lid, where one of the Op4 guys was running around in a t-shirt for the entire day. This chap was a ginger, and I promise you not, he came back at the end of the day, he was as red as a strawberry. I can only assume went home and just basically spent the next 3 days in after sun. Because like it is a nightmare if you get sunburn or anything like that. Your skin starts peeling off and everything like that. Just a bit of sun cream in your kit, it goes a long way. Just, you know, obviously reapply when you need to. Doesn't take 2 minutes. So yeah, it's not cool to not put suntan lotion on, I don't think. Oh, look at me, I'm a big hard man because I don't wear they should
sun
make
cream.
a camo one, like a green or something like that. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, my missus picked up a good one the other day. It's actually an aerosol spray one now, rather than the cream that you have to rub it. Which is quite good. Yeah. Just saying.
Also, I always, on hot days, I make sure that I've got a spare shirt. Because if you're sweating and you're just getting that soaking wet and wringing wet, at the end of the day, where you get a bit of downtime, just being able to change that shirt quickly.
Oh, definitely, mate. Yeah, just get yourself comfortable, you know. But again, it's the big one in the heat when you're carrying all that kit and you're running around the woods like a numpty. Is keeping that water replenished. It's absolutely vital, keeping that water replenished, 100%. And that's why it was a big thing of like this event having all them crates of waters at each objective. So if the snipers could get there and whilst they're taking a photograph, you know, guzzling a 500 ml of water or taking a couple of them and chucking them in a pack, you know. So it's it's a big one, big one. Water is the thing. Water.
Harry has asked a question about, can you properly define what heat stroke is, please? Basically, I think he's asked rage, but I'm just going to pull it up because I managed to find it on Google as well. So
headaches.
There's obviously a difference between heat stroke and heat exhaustion. So heat exhaustion is where your body gets too hot. If not treated quickly, it can then turn into heat stroke, which can actually be life-threatening. Signs of heat exhaustion include headache, dizziness and confusion, feeling sick and cramps. The main way to treat heat exhaustion is to cool down by moving to a cool place and drinking plenty of fluids. And to avoid heat exhaustion during hot weather or exercise, drink plenty of cold drinks, take cool showers and wear light-coloured loose clothing. Heat stroke is one of the most serious heat-related illnesses. It occurs when the body can no longer control its temperature and the body's temperature rises rapidly, the sweating mechanism fails and the body is unable to cool down. When heat stroke occurs, the body temperature can apparently rise to 106 degrees Fahrenheit or higher within 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know what Fahrenheit is.
That's when the whole sort of like mental fatigue comes into it and you'll start talking in
that's
absolute
41 degrees C. For those that use Celsius.
Yeah, that's when you're in trouble.
So,
that's the heat stroke, and that's the big. I thought that's the big one. Is that heat stroke? That's when you actually start. You'll be making no sense. You'll be an absolute blibbering mess of just like nonsense. That's the big one to watch out for. But yeah, a lot of people say heat stroke when they're just overheated a little bit or thirsty.
Yeah, thirsty. Yeah,
just tired, fatigued. You know, there's a big difference.
Yeah, we had one poor lad at Shifty Riffs, and these friends came running over and said he's got heat stroke. So obviously our paramedic team, and I know one of them is definitely listening because he said that he's a listener. Went up there and they sorted him out. And they said it was just heat exhaustion.
I remember mate Aaron, he told me one. I think was it 3 sips every 3 minutes or something for 3 hours. If someone goes down with it, just 3 sips of water every 3 minutes or something like that. There's a numeric thing. I'll have to ask him again about it, but we spoke about it a while ago.
I think we did cover it on our hydration episode. We might have to revisit the hydration one.
Yeah, perhaps we should now with the months being the months that they are. We'll maybe do a hydratio.
It's only getting hotter.
It's going to be a scorcher next week. Apparently, girls and boys up in the 30s. They reckon. Sham on, I love it.
Harry says we had a fireman marshal and he explained that radial cooling, which is putting your hands or feet into cool water, will help as well.
Yeah, the worst thing to do is chuck water over them.
I got hot when I did that 72 holes of. Well, I thought I did 4 rounds of 18 holes for men's prostate cancer last year, and it was the hottest day of the year. Like when they actually put it out on the news. If you don't have to go outside, don't go outside. And it was like Well, the only time we could all make it was on that day, and I was like, no, it's for charity. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. So we were very sensible. Loads of sun cream, plenty of shade, hats, cool boxes at the 9th hole to replenish water and that. And I think me and Dan, it got to the second round, so it was like the second round of 18, and there was a pond, and it was just literally like... I don't even care that it's full of frog spawn.
Yeah, it's steaming.
It's lovely and cold. Yeah, yeah, that was good to remain cool down a bit.
I mean, even using a basher to make a little makeshift shelter or something like that. You know, if you've got a couple of basher poles or something like that, you can obviously basically build something out in the field.
That's why I love webbing as well in the summer, like wearing belt kit in the summertime, because you literally, if you do stop and you're back at, it's literally a case of just click the belt and it's just off, and it's just that quick. You know, it's a lot quicker than having to take a plate carrier off and stuff like that. You know, and it's easy just to whip it back on quickly. So I do like belt kit in there.
Yeah, that's why I like my chest rig, because it's literally just your belt. And,
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and a couple
it's
of
nice
mags
and
on
light.
your front, and that's it. Job done. Yeah, don't in this sort of weather, don't run around in a fully weighted plate carrier. Because it's
Yeah, don't run around with 8 kilos of extra
On that
weight.
front, I'm buying some weighted
weight.
plates.
Good.
Hey!
Yes. Make sure you use them
I'm-
all
I'm-
the time. Hottest day of the year. Fucking.
No, that's the plan. I just need to size up the. Well, I've got my new chest rig. I'm going to be playing around with in the hot, but I need to size up my plate carrier. But yeah, I'm going to be getting some weighted plates. So,
lovely.
see how that
What's your
goes.
plate carrier? The DCS?
Yeah,
Because the one I'll send you the link to the ones I got, because they fit in my DCS perfect.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, that'd be helpful. Please.
I think they're 8 or I think
I'm
they're
not
4
going to
kilos
go
each.
full extreme. I'm going to go entry level.
Just 8 kilos, mate. 4 kilos each side.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I already carry enough of that, don't I?
It's fine. You'll find how much more comfortable that sits as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Serious,
game
it
changer.
sits amazing.
Although, don't do what one of our listeners did, Tony Perrott, or Pony Tony. Put the weighted plates on first game out, managed to break his ankle.
Ooh, yeah, go for a stroll in them.
Yeah, get yourself used to it first of all. Don't just go
Yeah.
full ham first
Well, I
game.
have already,
your life.
you know,
Yes,
for
mate.
previous listeners to the show, I have already fallen over into that pile and given myself a pulmonary edema in my leg. So I can imagine only how much harder I will be able to fall with an extra
Yeah.
of weight in my chest.
I just want to.
Awesome.
Yeah, Pegasus says you can't stop me, Andy. Weighted plates are life. Yes, but this guy's a nutter, so don't listen to him.
Quality.
The other thing I wanted to just mention as well in terms of summer kit is obviously have a little look at the clothing that you've got on. So in the winter, you'll probably find that combat trousers and the like are perfectly fine. You know, they're obviously cheaper ones can be really thick material, which makes them really rugged and stuff like that. But you might find that you want to have a look at a cooler alternative. So I think you can get them with some more lightweight materials in. I think that they do. I read somewhere there's like a summer trouser that you can buy, which is designed as a more lightweight
looking at
option.
your jungle kit and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
Quick wicking. That was a phrase. That was a power phrase from the previous episode, wasn't it? I like a bit of quick wicking.
The G3s, the G3 combat trousers are quite good because they've got lots of extra stretchy areas which are actually quite breathable. So you're not fully covered in like thick camo. You've actually got some stretchy parts around the hole in the knees, your groin, your arse, all the places that you sweat.
Nice.
Nice.
You want that away from there as quickly as possible. And remember, obviously, your step ones and your Under Armour cycling shorts, because chub rub is a thing.
It is massively,
and it floors all of us at some point.
Yeah.
Especially
and if you do
sweaty.
suffer from chub rub, a little bit of Germaline or some sort of like alternative cream. Basically, like I always like Germaline because it's got an anaesthetic and an antiseptic, which generally kind of kills off some of the pain, helps sort of lubricate the area.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I won't use this because it was literally last weekend, but I did this while camping on Dartmoor and suffered a little bit with the old chub rub because it was bloody hot. And yeah, literally just have a little pause, get a bit of German. As soon as you start feeling uncomfortable, deal with it. Don't try and push on for another half an hour, because I've done that before and it just makes things worse, and then it's a lot harder to fix. And it's the same with blisters as well. If you immediately start to notice that your feet are starting to overheat or you're getting a little bit of pain somewhere, deal with it there and then. Don't let it kind of persist, because it will just make everything worse.
No, fair play, mate. Good point. Absolutely valid points. That is the worst. It's when you get it on the on the inner thigh and at the crease almost a bit, and it's just like that line of, and it's like almost raised and bobbly in it. I'm just like, oh fuck me, that hurts.
Yeah, heat rash is another one.
And obviously with the good thing about the Under Armours and the Step Ones is that I've had it before where I've just worn normal cotton boxers that I think are like quite like supportive in that, but then just through the day they've just gone down a bit and they've sort of gathered up on the inner thigh, and it's just rubbed and rubbed and rubbed. And
it's like wearing a cheese wire.
Yeah,
fuck, that really hurts.
Pro tip on the Step Ones.
G-strings.
No, turn them round. Turn them inside out, because it reduces all the stitching is all on the inside. If you turn them inside out, the stitching's on the outside, and you've got less chance of it rubbing.
Top pro tip.
Yeah.
There you go.
Give that a go.
Very muff. I like the sound of that.
It does work, because I do it at work.
Do you guys? I'm going to use this term. Do you guys go stick with the whole talcum powder?
No.
What, talc up?
Talcum powder down there.
I've never really talked up down there. I only usually my feet. No. I usually talc. I don't ever really talked up around there.
No, I don't talcum powder there. Especially if I'm running around, I basically make cookies.
Around the old John Thomas. What did he say? I missed that. I completely missed that. You only talc up when you make cookies.
No, I said if I talc up too much, I end up basically making cookies in my groin.
Making cookies.
Oh, God.
Nice. Remind me never to eat baked goods that you bring to an event.
Oh, Lance, I bought these cookies.
Lance, I bought you these cookies. Would you like to try one?
Oh, yeah. On that note.
On that bombshell.
I think that's probably, to be fair, I mean, I know it's a bit of a stop whistle tool, but ultimately those are the top tips for trying to keep cool. I mean, have a look at some of these devices in terms of, we've obviously talked about the neck cooling scarf that you can buy. I think that's from BCB. There's obviously, you can get the little fans as well. Might just be worth having it in your kit so that if you do pause at any point, you can actually just kind of cool down a bit quicker.
Yeah, I mean, even if it comes to an event like you do an octo and you can take a cooler or something, or a cool box with you, freeze a few litres of water and put it in the bottom of the cool box or something like that, because not only then is it going to keep your food goods and stuff like that cold in there or whatever it is you've got, but then by the time it does melt down a bit, you've got a nice ice cold drink, just to, when you get back and it's all index and that, you can just sit there and just, I know they say it's not great to have an ice cold, but it feels nice, doesn't it? Let's be honest. Even if you just tip some over your face.
On like really hot days that I'm playing, I know you're not meant to, but I freeze my water bladder. But I don't fill it all the way up to the top.
Or even just ice cubes in it. Even just bang a load of ice cubes, or fill it with ice cubes and then top it up with water.
And God
damn, it could suck a golf ball for a garden hose.
But obviously, if you've got it on your back and you're running around, it melts and you've got lovely cool water.
Yeah.
Ooh, or you've got those ice
why is Andy suffering from heat exhaustion? He's got like 4 litres on him because he can't get any of it out. It's all frozen.
Look round at it, he's just like, boss eye, like.
All those ice plates.
There's a meme.
There's a meme.
Oh, dear.
We will recover hydration in the future, because relatively soon, because obviously that's a major thing. Ultimately, if you're hydrated and you're keeping yourself topped up with liquids, that's going to be a massive game changer for fighting heat exhaustion and the like. So
absolutely, keep them liquids topped up, ladies and gents.
Cool. Right, on that note, I'm conscious of the time, so we will probably call it an end.
Buy me a coffee.
Yeah, if you want to get in touch with the show, you can do so on our email at nofochat@hotmail.com. Our Instagram is @November_Foxtrot_NoFo, and our website is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. We will be adding the White Sphere Tactical discount code to the Intel section on that. There's a few other little bits and pieces that will be popping up hopefully in the next couple of weeks as well. We will notify you about that when it does.
My hat genuinely matches the podcast.
It does, it's nice. Yeah. Well done, Lance.
Not for
If you
branded
want to get in
items.
touch with us individually, you can also do so on our own Instagrams.
Connor, my man.
Names.
We've got Connor from Gravy Seals Airsoft in house, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, Connor.
Welcome along, sir. Welcome along.
Yes, welcome.
I was just showing off my new hat, mate. So you made it for the premiere. Well done.
Next week, we're going to have Taig from Kydex Customs on the show. And we are going to be chatting to him about
looking forward to that.
a variety of bits and pieces. He's obviously an airsofter. He's started his own business relating to airsoft, but I think that's now taken off and he's doing all sorts of cool
Massively.
things.
Massively.
Yeah, so we're going to have a
If
good
you don't
chat
have a
with him. So if
Kydex
you have any-
Customs holder.
Oh, I thought you was going to do the, if you're not at the beach, where you
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, what?
Neither do
You
I.
guys need to get on social media more. Others will. No. You two may not know.
No.
Others know where that comes
Others
from.
know.
Yeah.
So yeah, if
They're
you've got
out
any questions
there.
for him, please feel free to throw them at us if you can't make the live, or during the live, obviously we'll have a bit of a Q&A going as well. I was going to mention the Buy Me a Coffee, but Lance kind of already mentioned it. If you are in any way interested in supporting the show, have a look at our website. We've got a little link to a Buy Me a Coffee that you can
Thank you to all those who
support
signed up currently.
financially. Yes,
Greatly-
thank you ever so much.
greatly
It makes a massive
appreciated.
difference.
Yes.
Means we get to
Thank
do
you
more
very
bullshit
much.
and bring you more stuff.
Yeah.
That's all good things for everyone.
And obviously, if you have enjoyed tonight's episode or any episodes, hit that like button.
No, specifically tonight.
No, just tonight.
Specifically
Just
tonight.
hit,
Oh, we've got
everyone
new.
hit-
Oh, is
hit
it
the
the new
like
ones or the
button.
old ones? The new
be
cards,
fine.
were they in the small box or the big box?
What?
Oh, just shush, Andy. Oh, they're the new ones. New cards. If you see us at
Sorry.
events.
Apparently we're having
yeah.
a senior moment.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
No,
They are
they're
new
the
card.
new
New NoFo cards. So come and see us
Yeah.
at events. Get yourself a card and a sticker. Got stickers.
We got
So,
stickers.
All good things.
Yes,
all
we
good
have some
things.
stickers.
Stickers there. There it is.
On that note, say goodbye, guys. And we oh no,
Goodbye,
we haven't
guys.
done the words, the closing words. Whose turn is it? I think it's Lance's turn because he
Lance's
missed last week.
turn. Yeah, he did.
We all missed last week.
There you go. Done. Brilliant.
We all missed last week. That's my closing words.
We'll see you next week. Have a fantastic week, and yeah, back at.
You
8
said week
o'clock
far too many
Wednesday.
times. Lots
Yeah,
of weeks
week.
said then. Week.
Week. In a week.
Ciao, Bella.
Week.
Stay
Ciao.
NoFo.
Stay NoFo.
Week.
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 Pangia!